let's talk about mental health. But let's talk about Black men's mental health. Black men, I know you're suffering, and I apologize. I know the world that you carry on your shoulders is heavy as shit. It's not easy being you, and we don't do a good job of supporting you. But something that I also see, Black men, is that it's really hard for you to articulate how you're feeling because our families, our ancestors, our parents didn't give you the correct ammunition to be able to articulate your words and your emotions and how you feel inside. So when we ask you to communicate, all you sometimes know how to do, some people do know how to articulate. I don't want to put everybody in the masses, but a large number of you guys actually can't find the words to describe how you're feeling. You know how to communicate anger, you know how to communicate aggression, you know how to communicate being mad, but sadness, failure, like those feelings of what shame and guilt, you don't know how to articulate that. And sometimes the world sees what you may do, right? You may act out those feelings and you're actually hurting other people because you're hurt. Black man, I see you. And I know you want help, but you don't know how to do it because nobody gave you the opportunity or nobody showed you the way. But there are a lot of people here to show you the way, but you're fearful because say you're 40, for the last 35 years, 38 years, you didn't have a safe space to even share or show your emotions. There was only a couple emotions that you could show. So Black man, what I suggest you to do, right? You can take it or leave it. As a mental health therapist and as somebody who tries my hardest, and I don't always get it right, to understand the Black man, is that I ask you to just start working on one emotion that you may not know, right? Think about a celebrity or a show that you enjoy watching and think about your favorite character in that show and see how they communicate that emotion. So say you enjoy A Different World, right? I'm just going way back because that's the era that I grew up in. And so say you're a Black man that likes Dwayne Wayne. So what are the different emotions that he sits here and communicates? So if we think about when he didn't want Whitley to get married, right? What did he do? When was he worried? When was he mad? When was he sad? And think about those words and think about those emotions and how you can tap into your own. Find one person that is your safe place. One person. I'm not telling you to go out and tell everybody, but that one person. And let them know that, hey, I'm coming to you to talk about my emotions, my one emotion, and I just need to work on that one emotion. What we're doing, Black man, is asking you a lot. We're asking you to share your emotions when you've never really had an opportunity to share, but also you never had the opportunity to grow your emotional vocabulary. So when somebody tells you to go into counseling, you're like, what? I ain't soft, I ain't no pussy, right? You're thinking of that. But in actuality, it's really that you're fearful because guess what? You feel like you're coming to a basketball game or a football game and you're supposed to play, you don't have your cleats. You don't have your basketball sneakers. You don't have your shorts. You don't have the equipment, the right equipment to navigate this terrain, and you don't want to look weak. I get it. But Black man, you're suffering. You're climbing up this ladder, right? You're doing all these things, checking all these boxes, but internally you're hollow. You're not fed, and nobody knows how to feed you, including yourself. So when somebody says depression or when somebody says anxious, or anxiety, you'd be like, what's that? Or, yeah, I feel that. But nobody is giving you the key to unlock the door so you can change the forecast of your day, of your life. We failed you. But I'm here to tell you that you can find a team to help you pass and to help you get to a place in life that you thought you couldn't. It can start with just breathing. It can start with intentional movement. Just breathing can reset your autonomic nervous system that can basically take you out of fight, flight, and freeze. Fight, flight, and freeze. So you're going to be still, you're going to run, or you're going to fight, to rest and digest so you don't feel that anxiousness, so you don't feel the butterflies, so you don't feel the tit in your chest like you're going to explode like the Hulk. I understand that emotion sometimes is not safe to exhibit because the world has put these X's on your chest. And you're getting these different messages of you're powerful, but yet you're weak. You're powerful, but yet you're dangerous. You're powerful, and everybody wants a piece of you, but then at the same time, nobody understands you. COVID, we got away from the barbershop. Like, people want to talk about mental health, but at times it's so cliche, and it's happening, and it's going up and on the billboards, but it's real. It's real, Black man. And all I say is work on one emotion, communicating one emotion. People can't help you if they don't know that you're suffering. You got to share. And I know that that's hard because you're doing the best that you can do. So all I ask is one emotion, start sharing that. And if you need to share the sadness and then laugh behind it and laugh in front of it, that's okay. But you're getting it out. I don't want you, Black man, to keep it in, become emotionally constipated, and then you are hit with a medical diagnosis that is somewhat terminal. And then you feel deflated, and then we lose you. You can decrease your cortisol. Cortisol is poison. And decrease the chances of catching or being diagnosed with the illness. You just have to sit down and raise your hand and say, I don't know how to do that. I need help. But I know that you weren't taught to ask for help. If you're in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, and you've been walking around this earth not asking for help, and now I'm telling you to ask for help, you're like, okay, you think I'm talking nonsense, but I know your pain on the inside is no joke. I know the war that you have, the me versus me battles, is no joke. I know you getting up in the morning just so you can try to pay the bills for your family to take care of them, but you're hurting on the inside and nobody's checking in on you, or you don't know how to say I'm not okay, because you think that even if you said that you still have to go do what you have to do. And rightfully so, you probably do, but what if you took a break? What if you said, hey, I can't go in today? What if you decided to use your PTO to sleep in the bed or to sit with being uncomfortable, being comfortable with the uncomfortable? So mental health therapy may not be what you're ready for right now, but I say pick one emotion, do some breathing, move. Instead of going out on the football field, for some younger guys that may be listening to this and playing flag football, go do some type of movement, yoga. Go sit in stillness and understand why you want to run. Sit with that uncomfortableness. Guess what? There's a lot of Black men that are incarcerated. They got to sit sometimes for 23 hours if they're in the hole. They got to sit with themselves. You can't run, stop running. Sit with yourself. Go breathe. Do some breathing. And I'll teach you how to breathe. Do some breathing. Pick one person. Say, hey, I'm not okay. But that pain that you've been carrying ain't cool. You know it, and I know it. Change up the way you're eating. Get some sleep. Try magnesium. Try something that is healthy to navigate you through some sleep, some restful sleep. Black man, your mental health is important just as much as your physical health is. I know you're suffering, but in order to receive help, you gotta raise your hand, because there's people here for you, to help you, to walk with you. We're human beings, we need help. Even if it's laughter and somebody saying, hey, I got you, sometimes that's more than enough. But you gotta sit here and tell people, I'm not okay. It's not easy even being a Black woman. It's not easy. But Black man, my question to you is, what is your self-care routine? Because we need you. Be well, be amazing, and most of all, be you. And Black man, if you need help, I'm here. Click the link below and call me.